What is a creek? Joe asked, what is a creek? A little river over the creek, and there will be the wizard's house. And that's the way Roger Skunk went. And pretty soon he came to a little white house, and he rapped on the door. Then the wise owl asked the Joe to go to the wizard's house, and moreover, the owl explained the way also. And at the time, the owl told you have to cross over a creek. Then the Joe asked, "What is a creek?" Then, what is a creek here? And creek is a little river. You have to cross the river and go to the wizard's house. And over the creek, after crossing the creek, where you will reach, there will be the wizard's house. Then wizard's house, the way to the wizard's house, the owl told to the Roger Skunk. And that's the way Roger Skunk went. The same way the owl told the Roger Skunk went. And pretty soon he came to a little white house. Then the Roger Skunk reached in front of a small white house and rapped on the door. Rapped on the door means knocked on the door. Jack rapped on the window sill, and under the covers, Joe's tall figure clenched in an infantile thrill. Then Jack is the parent. So Jack, at the same time, Jack also rapped on the windowsill. Then that time, the sound the Joe heard when the Roger Skunk rapped on the door of the wizard. That time, the same time here, Jack, the father Jack, rapped on the hit on the windowsill, okay, window side, and hearing the sound, what happened? The Joe under the blanket, she clenched in an infantile thrill. Infantile means the childish thrill, excitement. Because story also, she is hearing the story as well as the sound also she heard. That's why. And then a tiny little old man came out. So from that small white house, one tiny little old man came out with a long white beard and a pointed blue hat and said, so who came out of the house? A long white bearded person with a pointed blue hat. And said that person said, hey, what's this? What's your want? You smell awful. Then that magician wizard has told the expressor, what do you want? And you smell awful. You smell very badly. The wizard's voice was one of Jack's own favorite effects. So this parent is telling story with more expression on his face. And as he is telling about the bad smell, that the effect also he is showing on his face. He did it by scrunching up his face and saying the bad smell. At the same time, he is making his face scrunching, wrinkling, and somehow whining through his eyes. Sometimes this Jack, this parent, telling stories and showing cry also. Okay, whining expression also he is showing, which felt for the interval roomy. And sometimes roomy means watery. So, in such an expression, the parent explained the story. He felt being an old man suited him. And this Roger Skunk felt that this old man very suitable for him to change his bad smell. I know it, Roger Skunk said. The Roger Skunk admitted that I know that there is a bad smell from my body, and all the little animals run away from me. The enormous wise old said, you could help me. How I reached in front of you? One old, wise old told, if I reach in front of you, you could solve my problem. And all little animals run away from me because of this bad smell. Yeah, well, maybe. Come on in. Don't get it too close. So Visa told, you come inside, but you don't come very nearer me because you smell bad. That's why. And inside the Joe, then the Joe, there will be all the magic things all jumbled together and in a big dusty heap because the wizard did not have any cleaning lady. So inside the wizard house a lot of magic things are there, equipments are there, and all magic things, these all are dusty and heaped it up, okay, piled it up. And because the wizard did not have any cleaning lady, why it is not arranged properly? Because there is no cleaning lady, there is no servant. That's why. Why? Joe asked, why? Why? Because he was a wizard and a very old man. Then the Jack told it to Joe, because this is a magician, moreover a wizard, an old man. Will he die? So Joe asked. Joe is interrupting in the stories. Will he die? No, wizards don't die. Well, he rummaged around and found an old stick called a magic wand and asked Roger Skunk what he wanted to smell like. Roger thought and said, roses. Then the wizard asked, wizard rummaged around, that means searched here and there, and found an old stick called a magic wand. Then he searched and found out one magic stick and asked Roger Skunk what he wanted to smell like. Uh, which type of smell you want? Roger thought and thought. Roger Skunk thought and thought. Then told roses. I want roses smell. I want to get a rose smell. Yes, good. Joe said smugly. Joe understood that a rose smell is very good. This one only the Roger Skunk asked, oh, it's very good. And she satisfied smugly. Jack fixed her with a trance like a gaze and chanted in the wizard's elderly, irritable voice. Jack fixed her with a trance like a gaze. So this father, Joko, एक trance like a trance means somewhat sleepy, like. Then he spoke the wizard's magic spell. Abracadabra, Hocus Poo, Roger Skunk, how do you do? Roses bosses, pull an ear, Roger Skunk, you never fear, bingo. That means this is a magic spell. When we pronounce this one with the magic wand, magic stick, then some changes will happen on the Roger Skunk. So this is the mantra. That means the magicians are telling some words that only here. This one. Then he paused as a rapt expression widened out from his daughter's nostril, forcing her eyebrows up and her lower lips down in a wide, noiseless grin. An expression in which Jack was startled to recognize his wife feeling pleasure at cocktail parties. Then, when he spoke about this, this magic spell, at the time, what happened? Uh, a rapt expression widened out from his daughter's nostrils. Then the Jack observed the jaw, then daughter's expression. What was the daughter's expression? An excitement. She was excited. Some new thing is going to happen here, forcing her eyebrows up and her lower lip down in a wide, noiseless grin. And his that daughter's her lower lips opened, and a noiseless grin smile came out of her face. An expression in which Jack was startled to recognize his wife feeling pleasure at a cocktail parties. Downside, the wife is getting ready to attend the cocktail parties, and he understood that one, and all of a sudden he whispered. The whole inside of the wizard's house was full of smell of roses, roses. Roger Fish cried, and wizard said, very cranky, that will be 7 pennies. And after a few seconds, what happened inside the wizard's house full of the smell of roses, complete full of rose smell, fragrance. And Roger Fish cried. Roger Fish. Actually, he was telling about Roger Skunk. Now the Jack got confused. By mistakenly, the Jack told Roger Fish cried. Then Wizard said very crankly. Then Wizard said, now the thing is already changed, and I want 7 pennies. Daddy, what? Roger Skunk. You said Roger Fish. That Joe was listening the story very carefully. That's why Joe told, Daddy, you told Roger Fish, and today you are telling about Roger Skunk. You got confused. You told wrong. Yes, skunk. You said Roger Fish. Wasn't that silly? This one is not a silly thing. You are telling about a Roger Skunk story, and again you are going to the Roger Fish story. Very silly of your stupid old daddy. Oh, it's my mistake. Your stupid old daddy's mistake it is. Where was I? Well, you know about the pennies? Say it. Okay, Roger Scott said. But all I have is 4 pennies. Then Roger Skunk told, I have only 4 pennies. And he began to cry. Then the Roger Skunk started to cry. I have only 4 pennies. Joe made the crying face again. Again, Joe Joe's expression. What was the expression of Joe? Crying face again. But this time without a trace of sincerity. But now the Joe's expression is not a sincere way, because Joe knows that the Roger Skunk will get the 3 more pennies soon. That's why her expression, a trace of expression, was not sincerely. It's not a original one. Acting only, she is acting. Downstairs, some more furniture rumbled. Then the wife is doing some work, painting the some furnitures, arranging. So downstairs, some more furniture rumbled, and Claire, the wife of this Jack, Claire shouldn't move heavy things. She was 6 months pregnant. It would be their third, and this Claire is a wife of Jack, and she is now pregnant of 6 months, and this is the third child they are going to have, and first child is this Joe, and second one is Bobby, and now they are going to have one third child. That's why the Jack told advised the Claire that you don't move heavy things. So the wizard said, oh, very well. Go to the end of the line and turn around 3 times and look down magic well. And there you will find 3 pennies. Hurry up. So this wizard told where you will get, from where you will get the 3 pennies more. First of all, you have to go at the end of this line. In this way, you have to go straight and turn around 3 times. Then after that, you look down the magic well, and there you will get 3 pennies. Hurry up. So Roger Skunk went to the end of the lane and turned around 3 times, and there in the magic well were 3 pennies. The same way, the Roger Skunk went to the end of the line and 3 times turned and looked at the magic well, and finally he got 3 more pennies, coins. money. So he took them back to the wizard and was very happy. And he took that money and he became very happy and ran out into the woods, and all the other little animals gathered around him because he smelled so good. When he was moving through the woods, woods, that time all other little creatures came near him. Why? Because this now the Roger skunk smells roses. That's why all other little creatures ran out. Uh, Animals gathered around him. Okay, and they played tag, baseball, football, basketball, lacrosse, hockey, soccer, and pickup sticks. So many games they all played very well because the Roger Skunk's bad smell gone and he got a rose smell. That's why. And then Joe asked, "What is pickup sticks?" Which type of game it is? Pickup sticks. You might have played this pickup sticks. Some sticks they throw onto the floor, and we have to take out each sticks without any movement of other sticks. Like that one game is a pick up stick games. It is a game you play with sticks, like Wizard's Magic Wand, kind of. Like Wizard's Magic Wand is there, one stick is there, a kind of that one. Okay, and they played games and laughed all afternoon. And the Roger Skunk became very happy, and they played with all other animals. And then it began to get dark, and they all ran home to their mummies. Then afternoon, they all played. After that, they all creatures went to their mummies. Jo was starting to fuss with her hands and look out of the window at the crack of day that showed under the shade. She thought the story was all over. Jack did not like women when they took anything for granted. He liked them apprehensive, hanging on his words. Now, Joe, are you listening? Then story is about to complete because the creatures all went to their mummies. Then the story is about to complete. Then Joe is still starting to fuss with her hands and look out of the window. So Joe is not going to sleep. Joe is still looking at the window, and at the crack of day that showed under the shade. So through the windows, some shade of lights coming, and towards the Joe was looking. She thought the story was all over. Jack did not like women when they took anything for granted. He liked them apprehensive and hanging on his words. Joe, are you listening? Then Jack asked Joe, "Are you listening?" Yes, because this is very interesting. Roger Skunk's mommy said. Very interesting. Roger Skunk's mommy said, "What is that owl smell? This raw smell that Roger Skunk's mommy, Roger Skunk's mother does not like." When the Roger Skunk reached the house, that time Roger Skunk's mommy what told her? "What's that awful smell? What? Eh? What?" And Roger Skunk said, "It's me, mommy. I smell like roses." Then Roger Skunk told her, "It's me only. I smell like roses." But that rose smell, Roger Skunk's mother doesn't like. And she said, "Who made you smell like that?" Then mummy scolded the Roger Skunk. "And even natural smell, where it is? Who made you the rose smell?" And he said, "The wizard." And he said, "Well, of all the nerve, you come with me, and we are going to ride back to that very awful wizard." Then mummy got angry. Whose mummy? The Roger Skunk's mother got angry and took him to the wizard place. And then she told her, "Come with me. We are going right back to very awful wizard, that foolish wizard, there we have to go. And how to change your rose smell into that old smell. Joe sat up. Then now the daughter sat up, her hands dabbling in the air with genuine fright. Then Joe doesn't like this one because again the roger skunks is getting back its own smell. But daddy, then he said about the other little animals run away. Then Joe told daddy if he got back his old smell, then all other little creatures may run away. Her hands skittered off into the underbrush. So the Joe got some attention because the roger skunk and his mother again went back to the wizard's house and going to ask to the wizard to get back its the natural smell. So here the problem is there. All right, all right, he said. But mummy, all the other little animals run away. And she said, I don't care. You smelled the way a little skunk should have. And I am going to take you right back to the wizard. And she took an umbrella and went back with the roger skunk and hit that wizard right over the head. And what the mother did? Roger Skunk's mother, what did the mother? Took the Roger Skunk again to the wizard's house and hit over the head of the wizard and asked him to change the Roger Skunk's smell again back. Then come to the heading of this chapter. Should a wizard hit mummy? Now the mummy hit the wizard. And what is the right thing? That's the question. The author put up one question at the beginning. No, so just to think about the heading, which is what is correct one. Try to understand this story, and the remaining we will take in the next class.